So, I was planning on doing a short follow-up video once Playwing released their shiny visual roadmap as a conclusion to my last video and talk about what issues they plan to address going into the future. And it just never happened? Allow me to explain. On the 26th of January, at least that was the date in Australia, Playwing posted on their Discord that they plan to reveal more information about what players could be looking forward to in the future, and then gave us some teaser announcements. Let's look it over. While we're in the final stages of preparing a shiny visual roadmap and will still require a few days to send it your way, we couldn't wait to share some of the content we've been working on. Then they went on to post about the Dragon Saga event, which has since come and gone, all cool and good. The next few posts, posted at the same time as the last two, are about what to expect in the future. February will give us Last Team Standing, which just ended, as well as some general game updates. From March onwards, a new class, new maps, game modes, etc. I reacted to all this before. On February 5th, on Steam, a news announcement popped up titled Roadmap H1 2022. I'm sure you could imagine my excitement when I went to click on it. Well, here is that news post. It begins talking about how Last Team Standing has just started, yada yada, but then it gets familiar. Very familiar. This roadmap is just a block of text that was copy and pasted from the post we already got. There was nothing shiny about this visual. Fair enough, for the people on Steam who are not following their Discord or Twitter account, this is very helpful information. But this is a far cry from what I believed they were going to deliver. And you know what? A visual roadmap doesn't actually need all that much information on it. You can't glean much from this roadmap given to us from Sea of Thieves, or even this one from Valheim. Destiny 2 comes out with roadmaps all the time. They are very informative and rather visually pleasing, but I don't hold Century to that standard. They could have made something much simpler with no new information. The details we know are from the earlier posts. Fine, I could live with that. But I'm sure you can understand my confusion. Just minutes after saying that they will release a nice roadmap in a few days, they then posted the entirety of that roadmap. And this isn't quite the end of the story here either. Over the period of time where my hope of seeing a visual roadmap was slowly dying, new bits of information have come to light. Upon Last Team Standing being released and seeing what rewards were available, there was something off about it. The last reward you could unlock was a full-grown dragon, yet in their earlier post they said we could get dragon eggs, not egg, eggs plural. I got really excited about this in my previous episode. I praised them for this. But where have they gone? Why is this information missing from the copy pasta? Well, here is a post from one of the developers, Niku, not in an announcement but in general chat of Discord. At first, we were supposed to have an egg as the top reward in the Last Team Standing event. It has been decided after the announcement to change the egg to a full-grown dragon. That was an unexpected last-minute change. Now, I'm sorry to throw you under the bus here, Niku, but that little bit there is a rather telling sentence. And for the record, I think Niku is doing a fantastic job. But I too am a game dev, and I can think of two most likely scenarios here for why this happened. Plenty of others as well, but these are the biggest. The first one is that someone higher up the chain gave the order to change it. Either an executive or a senior designer, someone who calls the shots came in at the last minute and told everyone to change it. If this is true, what could you even do at that point? It's not like you can tell your boss to shut up so you can make a great game. They are paying you to do what they say, not talk back. The second scenario is that the team came to this conclusion themselves. They all had a talk, maybe some metric was observed, and it had them all scared about what this meant for the future. I don't know how likely this one is because it was the team that designed the event in the first place. They even had enough confidence to place it in the original announcement. It's very obvious to anyone with their ear to the ground that players want to earn more dragons faster. Either way, the reason for the change became clear when Niku then further explained, the rewards were supposed at first to be currency and only eggs. They were changed to pieces of outfit and a dragon. part of the reasons for this change is we want to ensure we don't devalue dragons as the common reward for everything. This breaks my heart. I had not one but 2 whole chapters in my last video about how this is the opposite mindset Playwing needs to be in for this game. This is a game about dragons. People want to collect and interact with them. In my eyes, this is an unfortunate step backwards, and consequently, I'll be stepping back from the game. It's just not making any step forwards in the direction that would keep me interested. I might come back to the game in a year or more to see where it's at, but otherwise, I'm done for now. Which is fine. This is actually exactly what I did for Sea of Thieves, and I love Sea of Thieves now. I really hope that the same thing will happen for Century Age of Ashes. Now, since I have your attention, there are still a few more rather interesting game design points I can talk about for Century. People left some great comments on my video that are absolutely worth talking about. The first is from Albi Amikir, who talked about how Fortnite runs its game on the fear of missing out. Although it is an absolutely horrid experience for the players, it is a wonderful experience for company investors. Yes, it is a way to make lots of money, but we have lots of tools at our disposal to not have to resort to this. Also, Century doesn't have the millions of players and social pull to be able to get away with begrudging their players out of their money. So in my mind, and the minds of many others, FOMO is not the way to go. Next, I want to look at Hexa's comment. They expressed that my idea of it taking a week or longer to raise a dragon from an egg might be good for creating a bond, but sometimes you just want to get the badass dragon right away, so there should be an option to be able to pay to skip it. Before that though, they said that maybe there should be an option to rewind a dragon from an adult back into an egg, so you can go through that process then. I really like this idea. What if there is a reward for fully raising a dragon from an egg, even if it's minor or maybe just chunks of lore about the world and the dragon? Like how the Pokédex fills up when you breed Pokémon for younger versions. The developers already reward dragons as full adults. Being able to go back to eggs could mean that players get to appreciate them more, as well as give themselves goals to achieve as they see fit. The last comment I want to bring up is a doozy from Bretton Hamilton. Full disclaimer, Brett helped me with the original draft of the previous Century video. Being that they are an experienced designer in the games industry, they have their own ideas about Century too. The first point is how Century is not currently pay to win. If the game charges for access to new classes, as the game grows in a roster, then inevitably there will be better and worse classes. This is a really interesting problem that they are curious about how Playwing will approach it. And frankly, so am I. Just because we got the first 3 classes for free doesn't mean that all classes introduced in the future will be. They could be technically free because they could cost gems to acquire, which players can earn over time for free, but if the cost of them is too high, it becomes unrealistic to buy them for free. Especially since players are already spending gems on customizations and dragons. This may also disproportionately affect new players. Coming into a game where they don't know the meta may end up driving them away. Not knowing which dragons would be a best fit for them, even though everyone swears that the Fury Knight is the best class, they might invest in something that doesn't work for them and rage quit from feeling like they are being robbed. Next, Brett said that, as a player, they would like to see all the dragons and cosmetics available in the shop. However, as a designer, they can see why Playwing chose to rotate them all the time. This means, as a new player comes into the game, they are surprised every week with new items to be excited about. Everything is a discovery. However, for long-term players, it's hard to say how impactful that feeling is. Fair enough, I suggested having all items in the game being available at all times so players have something they can aim for and feel like there is plenty to earn. One suggestion inside my previous video came from my editor, Silverstitch. Their input was to have the main shop have special deals and bargains advertised on items, put into a similar rotation and presentation as it currently looks now. This way, players can buy all things all the time, but will be on the lookout for what grabs their attention in that same space. Although this might mean that a lot of players are only willing to buy what they want when it goes on special, there would also be new items coming into the game all the time. The first time they arrive, they are on special in the shop. After that, if you missed it and really liked it, it's still right there for you to obtain. The MMO Star Wars: The Old Republic actually utilizes a system like this for their customization store, so I wonder if this is the best of both worlds. In point number 3, Breton is being very direct about a point I made a little more loosely in my last video. Century has character customization and armor customization be one and the same. It would be nice to allow players to select hair, face paint, etc. separate. So I think we both agree on this quite strongly. Then they talk about my idea of having eggs come in more regularly, but stretching out how long it takes to raise them. Similar to Hex's comment, this concept is fine for what you collect naturally, but when you buy it from the shop, you could feel cheated that you don't get to have it right away. So yeah, I would have dragons you get from the shop come in adult form, but if you wanted to see them in baby form or fill out your dragon codex, then pay some silver and you can work your way through those missions at a time that fits best for you. Finally, the last point they make, I'm going to read fully first because it is a worthwhile critique of my previous episode. I really like your ideas for creating opportunities for players to bond with hatchlings and dragons, but I don't know if time is enough. Raising it over 7 days doesn't necessarily inspire a feeling of connection. Players might perceive investing time and energy into eggs as just another bar to fill. I imagine writing it for 7 days may inspire a greater connection, but both scenarios feel lacking. I'd look into how players can interact with these dragons in other ways. You can get petting and such, but even that feels like it may not be enough. Perhaps letting me name the dragon, only visible to me, and having the dragon hatchling watch during the takeoff start animation that plays during the matches. That might help, but I bet a deeper dive into the subject would dig up more opportunities if bonding is the goal. These are great points. I pointed out what I believe to be a major part of the dragon riding experience, and offered just a few solutions that won't guarantee that special bond. If bonding truly is the goal, then everything really should be explored and considered on an equally deep and meaningful level. I think introducing things like petting and letting them watch you take off before a match are helpful intermediate steps, but yes, there would need to be so much considerate thought put into the game's design to honestly bridge that gap. And that's it for this episode. Thank you everyone who left a comment in my last video. If Playwing does release a shiny visual roadmap after this, I'll only do a new episode if it actually yields interesting details, otherwise I'll just put an edit in the description. Thanks for watching, please hit that subscribe button, continue to be wonderful to each other, and I'll see you next time.